Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to learn how to draw a cube! Just kind of realistically with shading, because that's what I first learned. So you're gonna grab a pencil and an eraser. I'm sorry, that eraser is small, but I hope your eraser is not so small as mine. Okay, so first we're gonna draw, like a rectangle, I guess. Just 3D. So draw a line. Yep, just a line. Like that. And then you draw some things going up, like imagine 2 points at the end if you've learned 2-point perspective. And then so this one's also going to be going up. And then do the same with the other side. I suck at drawing with one hand. And do the same thing for the bottom. And then draw a line going down. Don't worry if it wasn't even, just we'll erase everything in the end anyway. And then try to match the point here. There you go, you can erase that really thin line. Erase that because we're not drawing a box. You can also erase any extra lines you got. And then try to check your drawing and see if it's even. And just like that. Now we're going to go on to the shading. So in real life, what side would be the closest to you? It would be this point right here. So for shading the dark side, the closest place would be the darkest. So you start there. And then you keep shading until you fill the whole thing. Don't mind the line that you make while doing this, because we're going to go over that and it will be non-existent. And every time you shade, try to go like a different direction. So I went this direction, right? So now I'm going to go this direction, but just like closer to the middle because the middle is the darkest. And you could even do like a second layer or something. And just keep doing that. And take your time, try not to rush. Don't worry. You probably have all the time you need. I'm gonna try to slightly erase this line. There we go, sort of. This will be the darkest part of the cube, so you don't have to make it entirely dark. You just have to make it darker than the other sides. So don't worry, take your time. Like I'm taking my time. Look, I'm only going this fast because I've practiced it. And see, the lines that you drew are gone. So we're gonna move on to this box, right? This thing, whatever, this side right there. So for this one's a little lighter, so this part's going to be dark because the light is going from there. And this is close, so it's going to be lighter, I guess. So we'll start from there, and if you just like want to do it in big motions and you don't like the lines and you can't really wait for that, then just go big and make sure to keep like your wrist straight, not like this, or else you make like curvy lines. So just like this, just go straight like that. And it doesn't matter if you go outside the lines, we're going to erase that anyway. So yeah. So this side will be dark, but not as dark as this. You can make it darker if you want, but just keep this side light so that it doesn't look so flat or whatever. Sorry, I'm a horrible teacher. And you can even switch the sides to the paper. You don't have to keep it straight. For me, that is it, except there's lines. There are things called like the blenders or something, and it blends it all naturally. And be careful because when you're like erasing, because you're putting tons and tons of layers, and once you make like a mistake, like then it would be hard to get that color back and stuff. So I would advise you to be careful when you are erasing while shading. So just be careful about that. See the color difference? Here, that's a little better. So yeah, that's the color difference, and the top is the most brightest part, but not everything is actually white. So we're gonna go over it with like a very light layer, just like that. It's barely recognizable. And then the back is kind of dark, so we're gonna slightly do the back. And voila, there you have it. Okay, look, I can do the shadows, but the shadow has to be darker than this. So yeah, but I mean, the shadow's technically the same thing, except this part, since it's the ground, will be very dark, and it would get lighter because it disappears, you know? So this part would be like really dark. Like that dark. Look, I can do the shadows, but I just kind of don't want to. Gets lighter. There. It has to be darker than this or lighter because it gets lighter.